Made it through that storm last night. How y'all doing? The Damascus Road Trucker. Another day, another dollar. The wheels are turning, so I'm earning. But it looks like I'm having to order a new hub. I replaced the hub on the right side. I'll show you some pictures of that in one of these videos. Now I got to do it on the left side, and they're an obsolete, crazy item, special order, to the tune of about. I paid $1,600 for that one 6 months ago, and the Inflation Reduction Act has helped, and now it's $2,000. So awesome. But stayed at Rutherford Glen. There were storms all over up around D.C., Maryland, everywhere. Basically, that whole swamp area. I was rolling into Westminster, coming from the Gettysburg side. I sort of looped around so I can just keep the truck on a cruise instead of going these little 2-lane roads. All kinds of debris, trees, all kinds of stuff all over the road. So I get to the spot where I'm going to turn, and there's no traffic light. And I'm like, oh, damn. But all the houses have lights. Okay, cool. Get up there, finally get unloaded. Pretty quick time. So I'm going to go out Baltimore way, the other way, onto 140. And there's people backed up and detours. And while I was waiting, I was watching the news on my phone. And this lady's doing a hit from Westminster, Maryland, like right up the road, talking about how much destruction there was and how the governor's flying in. And you'll see these pictures. I'm putting a picture in, and then everybody's driving crazy. They're not getting the lights the way they want. I pass the spot where there's all the poles down, turn left, and the next light, there's a head-on collision between a Power Stroke and a box truck. I mean, I was like, I need to get the heck out of here. But I mean, going to Baltimore, what, out of the frying pan into the fire? So that was pretty crazy. But there was just all kinds of crazy stuff going on. But welcome to the Northeast. You'll always find something entertaining up here. I don't know what's going on, man. People are getting crazy up here. After that storm came through, the main road in Westminster had some of these big poles snapped that you see to the right here. That high voltage stuff on top was laying down in the middle of the street. And I don't know what happened here. This guy looked like he slammed on the brakes real hard and ended up going through the middle. But it looks like they got hazmat or something out, like they may have punctured a diesel tank also. Crazy. Massive car hauler. I think Confucius would help them spell fuel correct. But they come park the cars and they all jump in vans and they go back inside. Cool. That was one big car hauler, wasn't it? two L's though. You know what's funny? Is the name of that ship was Siam Confucius. So they put two L's in fuel, but I was waiting for some big long mantra on the side. So you just never know what you're going to see. But that bridge is always pretty cool to fly over. As high as you get, it gives you the sensation. Like I said, you get a little tickle in the stomach. But see how far we get up the road here. I'm on my way to Monetta, Virginia. And just by the grace of God, we'll just see where he decides he wants me to stop. You think you can feel the wind down there on the ground. You get up here on this big old bridge. Even though I still weigh 70, I think I was at 76.5 combined weight. You can still feel it. Even in between the girders, you can feel the sensation. The truck's bouncing too much to feel any flex in the bridge itself. But I mean, if you're high enough up here to give you a little bit of vertigo, it's got to be, I don't know, 300 or 400 feet. I guess. I don't know. And I guess it's not small as as tall as those smokestacks over there, but it's got to be over 200 foot. It's always pretty to come across this bridge early in the morning, but midday when it's all windy like this, it's a little bit sketchy. Not too enjoyable. But in all reality, it's not a whole lot of fun running around Baltimore. I'm sure there's some great places up here, but unfortunately in my line of work, those places are few and far between. So we're on our way back to Monetta, Smith Mountain Lake. The way this day's been going, let's just stay positive and keep the prayers going that we have an uneventful trip to get out and past the cesspool of Washington, D.C., because I got to go around that. It's our own personal village of idiots. And they get voted in to be our idiots. It's hard to wrap my head around. All right, here we go. So here we are in Finn Castle, Virginia, just outside of Roanoke. Sort of a peaceful little place, huh? It's nice that the storm came through last night and today. And it is nice and cool. Which I enjoy. Plus the truck enjoys it more than anything else. Look at that, there's even places up there. Have a little barbecue. This we want to stand up neat. Have that. It's probably cool. They have a little babbling brook thing going on there. I bet the mosquitoes can get pretty fierce in here though. Finn Castle, Virginia, just outside of Roanoke, like I said. About 45 minutes away from the receiver. Calling some Norwegian, it's either spruce, balsa, something seed or something like that. It's a tall load, as you saw from that picture, but it's 75,000. If that was pine, I'd be right at 80. But looked out and got a rest area space. Not a big truck rest area fan, or truck stop fan, excuse me, other than getting resupplied. Another day in the books. Getting closer and closer to head on vacation. Maybe that just, as you get older, you're just, you start having that sense of mortality. You know, you start having kids and grandkids and having, you know, remember the, back in the day with, was it Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy on Saturday Night Live? Those are hilarious, man. Just back when humor was good, movies were good, music was good. The 80s, pretty much. The 80s. Even my kids, who are 27 and 24, they're listening to the music that I listened to and the music that I raised them on in the late 80s, early 90s music, because they were born in 96 and 99. But you know, they know Rage Against the Machine, they know Def Leppard, Iron Maiden, you know, because they're just, the music all sounds the same these days, and a lot of it's pretty rude or politically correct. You know, God forbid anybody have some thick skin, but it's all biblical. You know, that stuff like this is going down. It's crazy. It's crazy, but we count our blessings, don't we? It could always be worse. Some people have it better, but by the grace of God, we go on. So we'll see what happens as far as, like I said before, that bearing issue I have on the front end, delivering up there to Monetta, Virginia. Smith Mountain Lake, if you guys would look it up. It's a nice area, but man, it's a little rougher on the suspension and the turning. You know, it isn't like highway running. You know, it's shifting up and down and up and down, and you know, stuff like that. So, but the great thing is you get to see terrain like this, and have a supportive wife that you know, when you have a partner or a spouse, you can have similar dreams. It's stronger than the power of just two. You know, it's almost like, you know, it's exponential in the sense that when you're one of one, that's it. But when you get a partner that's strong, it's like one is the power of 8. You know, and you can have goals. And so I really hope and pray for anybody out there that is challenged, you know, as far as trying to get their partner on the same page. Just really try to lift them up. Try to, as I've heard people say, try to out-compliment them, and that per se is like always lift them up and put them before yourself. And all of a sudden, by the grace of God and His love showing through you, it does nothing but wear them down. Eventually wears them down. Plus some strong prayers. Even if you guys want to put in the comments, I can say prayers for you, and I'll pray over it. Because they work. They work. It happens to me every day. Like I've said before, whether it be going through an intersection, going through a town, trying to get something to fall my way, and it's not my way per se, but it's just having faith. I would say of a mustard seed, but they say if you have faith of a mustard seed to move a mountain, and I haven't been moving mountains or dropping any trees, or but who says I can't get there eventually? You know, as we all can. So anyway, like I said, another day in the books. And if you feel compelled, like this video, subscribe to my channel, even give me tips. You know, I'm new at this. I'm not a boomer. I'm a Gen X, but There was no such thing as cell phones and technology, and we had rotary phones and a wire against the wall. Hell, there was no internet. There's no internet all the way into college for me. So I appreciate all you guys watching. Love all you guys. And as I always say, and I can say for all of us, we're taking it day by day, but we are heaven bound and hammer down. Till next time.